I'm Chris.
What's your name?
Chris.
Chris? Okay, yeah. Chris.
I want you to tell me exactly the point in history where America was great.
You know, it's funny. Point to me a time in history where America wasn't great.
I'm gonna say this, like, I kind of like it when they ask that question. I think they confuse great with perfect, meaning like no skeletons in the closet, no traumatic experiences, no bad people doing things, no slavery. Like that great doesn't necessarily equate to being perfect.
The birth of America. This country was built on murder and thievery and deception. What do you mean?
Now, let me explain this to you real quick.
True,
this is for everybody to listen to. Everybody always have this perception that we shouldn't acknowledge America as being great. America started at a certain point and grew and came better over time. No country that you know of was 100% perfect at the foundation. No country.
Thank you. I'm glad he said that. Even countries in Africa today got their own stuff going on. Okay, they're not perfect. A whole bunch of corruption. Anywhere on planet Earth you will go, you will run into some kind of wrongdoing, some kind of colonization, whatever it may be. These countries are run by people, and people are going to be people, and they're going to do people things. And sometimes that includes not doing the right thing.
Country in the world. No countries in Africa, no countries in Europe. You can name it. Everybody started at a certain point, and it became greater over time.
You didn't answer my question.
Ever since you've been alive, America has been the greatest it's ever been.
You think so?
100%, brother.
Absolutely.
You can name somewhere else that's better than America. Show me another country that give opportunities for all people like America.
Do you think we have the same opportunity as everybody else?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Why not?
With a 200-year economic
here we go.
And no
okay. One of my favorite people from my Black history figures, like my favorite one, is actually Madam C.J. Walker. So she was born in like 1867, I believe. So we're talking about somebody born in the late 1860s and lived throughout, the early 1900s. Madam C.J. Walker was a self-made, keyword self-made, millionaire because she was selling products, hair care products for Black women. Her story is amazing, and I'm so inspired by her. When people bring up arguments like that, they say, well, 200 years ago, we didn't have the upper hand. But like, if you look in history, how is it that there were people that were able to be successful, that were able to do it? How is it that they were able to do it then, but we can't do it now?
Now, aren't you at this university?
Yeah.
You're at the university just like all these white people. Mm-hmm. How's that any different? You can go to class, you can make good grades. I'm hoping that you make straight A's. How is America stopping you from doing that? And how is it stopping you from being prosperous enough to go down the street and make a difference in your own community?
Good question.
How is America stopping you from doing that?
Why is it my responsibility to make a difference in my community that was sabotaged from the start?
Do
you think the CIA planted drugs in our communities?
They didn't make you sell it. I've heard stories that the CIA planted drugs in the inner city communities. Not every Black community, but in some. They still don't make you go and sell drugs to your brother, do they? Why are you not selling drugs right now? Because it doesn't make sense for you to do that. You have an opportunity to go to a university, get an education, and make yourself better and make your family better in the next few generations. Nobody's stopping us from doing that.
You know what's stopping
stopping me?
Money.
In America, what's stopping you from making money in America?
What the is not stopping us from making money?
So far, I'm just hearing excuse after excuse. Blame this person. And all I'm hearing is I want to be a victim and I don't want to do anything but blame. We live in a day and age where you can do something just like this. You can sit in front of a camera, talk to it, upload the video on the internet, get views and make money.
It's all these white people. How you got it different?
Exactly.
You said what? Excuse me?
We're in debt.
That's our fault.
You're in debt that you took out a loan.
By your bootstraps, right?
Okay,
you took out a loan.
We were never given boots to begin with.
Graduate school, I paid for out of my pocket. I did not get a loan. I did not have to get loan forgiveness or nothing like that. I had $11,000 worth of debt and I paid it. How is that different than anybody else out here?
Because everybody doesn't have the same opportunity.
I'm Black though.
They do.
How did I pay my loan off and you can't?
What do you say about the disproportionate wealth?
How much money do you save?
I don't know. I'm in debt, bro.
You in debt. How did you get into debt?
Because you took out a loan.
Who chose to come here?
Me.
But
There you go.
It's a cultural thing. Black people in America don't have wealth like others because they choose not to generate wealth through investments and passing their money down.
Who's teaching us to do this?
We should teach each other to do it. You want the white man to teach us? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, hell, teach us something.
The very people that you say don't give you opportunities, you want their advice on wealth and money management and finances. You can't make this up, people.
We know you have this 200-year head start.
That
we know
doesn't
we've
matter, bro.
sabotaged
You don't have
from
nothing
day
to do with it. You don't
With
have
the
nothing to do
200
with
years.
Oh,
You don't have nothing to do with
I thought
that.
you said one at a time.
You don't have nothing to do with that.
I don't
Do
have
you?
nothing to do with what?
The 200 years that you're talking about.
Yes, I do. Have you ever heard of generational trauma?
I don't know. Were you around 200 years ago? Were your grandparents around 200 years ago? I don't understand how people can be living so much in the past. They believe we still live in that day and age. That just continues to feed into the victim mentality. Yes, there is still racism, of course. I don't think that's ever going to go away. To have a belief that we're still in that same position as it was 200 years ago, no.
I come from South Memphis.
And I come from Stop 6.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I went to university.
What does comparison mean?
It
What
means
does
that
comparison mean
just
when the
real quick.
statistics say that we are behind?
We're not behind. Some people are behind. We're not behind. Why? Because we make positive decisions. He's not behind. He's not behind. She's not behind. So in America, every single person has an opportunity to do something with what they have in their hand.
And we have nothing in our hands.
Let me
That's
say
the
this.
point.
Let me
That's
say
false.
this. Let me say this.
No, that's false.
I believe wholeheartedly that God gives you a hand of cards to play. What you can have a full deck of great cards and you play them poorly, you won't make it in life. You can have a bad hand. You play them strategically and you play them right, you'll do good in life. You had a not so good hand growing up where you grew up at. You made positive decisions that led you here. Everybody don't have a freaking silver spoon in their mouth. America is the only place.
They proportionately
Who
do.
is they?
Everybody else, man.
Everybody else like who?
Everybody else. Again, blame, blame, blame. What a shame it is for, I'm going to just say it specifically for young black, men and women. Imagine like how far and how so much we can do, how much we can change our communities. I know that there are those of us out there that are doing that. So I'm not saying that none of you exist. I'm not trying to discredit you. Okay, don't come at me. Imagine like if more actually kind of like got rid of that I'm a victim mindset. Imagine what we can do in our community, around the world even. Like, we can do so much.
Brother, you
Yes.
in the same situation as all these white people and you playing the victim.
Am I?
You at the same
I?
university?
Am I? What does the same university have to do with anything?
Isn't it ironic how he's saying that when there's literally white people standing behind him? You guys catching this? Okay.
I had a 4.3 GPA in high school. I
That's
did what I was
really-
supposed
you're
to
very
do.
smart
I did what
then.
I was supposed to do.
What's your GPA now?
3.6.
That's good.
What's holding you back then?
That's the point. Everybody doesn't have a 3.6. Everybody is
Did you just get a 3.6 because you woke up one day? You studied, didn't you?
right. No, I
What?
actually didn't.
You didn't study. So then you have a gift that you can go and
Okay.
take a 3-point something and don't even study.
Right.
Brother, I mean, I don't know. I think we're wasting our time talking to each other. Listen, man, you're a product of your decision making. That's what it's about. Individuality. If you do what you need to do, you'll be here.
You, as in everybody on this campus.
Listen, some people grow up in a terrible environment.
Yeah.
Can we agree? Some people in that terrible environment make positive decisions, and that's not a
5%.
black thing. It's an everybody thing.
Exactly.
There's poor white people in this country too. Do you not forget that? Most people on food stamps are white.
Most everybody in this country is white. What
So
does
what I'm
does
saying-
that
what I'm saying
statistic
is
have to do with anything?
That if poverty was just relegated to black people, it would only be black
You
people.
talking
that are
on a
poor.
script. I can't listen.
All right,
No,
come
he's
on.
talking on
Next
the script.
person.
That's how you know he lost the argument. And he knew he lost the argument. He couldn't take the facts once again. So guys, tell me what you've been thinking about this video. One last thing I want to point out, like, I don't know if you come from an immigrant family or not, but I do. How is it that you can have immigrants that came from a completely different continent surpass the Black Americans that were born and raised here? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me what you thought about the video, especially if you're Black. I definitely want to hear your perspective as well. That's all that I have for you today. God bless you all, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.